Let's be real. Confidence isn't about being loud, being flawless, or having it all together. It's about knowing who you are, what you stand for, and walking in that truth, even when nobody is clapping. You clap for yourself, and that is enough. As much as you can do things externally to help yourself feel better, true and genuine confidence comes from the inside. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm glad that you are here. Today we're going to be talking about 7 habits of confident women. If you're ready, let's dive in. The first habit of confident women is that they lift each other up and they own their own light. You do not have to dim your own shine in order to make other people feel better. That is not what confident women do, but they also make it a point to lift others up along the way. Confident women don't compete, they champion, and they never shrink to make other people comfortable. They offer genuine compliments and they celebrate other women with joy and not jealousy. Something that you need to do if you want to be more of a confident woman is learn how to take compliments. I used to be terrible at this. I could not take a compliment. If someone said, "Oh, your skin looks beautiful," I'd be like, "Oh, thanks, it's the makeup and I'm breaking out right here." Or something. I would say something that would deflect the compliment when I could just receive it, say thank you, and that's all. That is being confident. So if someone gives you a compliment, do not downplay it. And then give genuine compliments to other women. Oftentimes we find ourselves saying, "Oh, I like her skirt," or "Oh, her hair looks great." But we'll never say it to the other woman, actually to their face. Do so. I challenge you, the next time that you see someone who you like their outfit or their hair or their skin or something, go and compliment them and do it to their face. It will make them feel amazing, but it also will make you feel good as well. Confidence creates space, not comparison. Confident women do not compare themselves to other women. They do not look at another woman and feel like they're taking something from them. They are whole in themselves and they know that. Which leads us perfectly into number 2, which is confident women do not seek validation from others. Their self-worth comes from within, not from opinions, approvals, or applause. Now I have a full video diving deep into how to not seek external validation, so if you want to watch that after this one, I will leave it linked in the description below. But what you need to do if you want to be more confident, you need to validate yourself. You do not need to go to other people, to friends, to family members, or to social media to get worth and validation in yourself. Confident women also understand that you do not need to be liked by everyone. If you were actually liked by everyone, then there may be an issue because you're not actually standing up for who you are and being unapologetically yourself, because if you were, there would be people who didn't like that. Confidence says, I'm good enough just the way I am. I will show up who I am, stand for what I stand for, and I will walk in that truth, no matter what other people think or say about me. Number 3, confident women pour into themselves. They know they can't give their best when they are running on empty. I love the phrase that you can't pour from an empty cup, and that is so true, because if you've ever tried pouring into other people when you yourself are just feeling empty and low, it is very difficult and near to impossible. You want to be able to fill your own cup, pour into yourself, so then you can overflow and pour into other people. Confident women take care of their mental, emotional, and physical health. It encompasses it all, and you need to do it consistently. They invest in growth because they know that they are worth it. And something else that confident women do is they are very particular with setting boundaries over their time, energy, and peace. Very much so. You will not always have access to them. They will not always pick up the phone when you call. They have their priorities right with where they're spending their time, where they're spending their energy, and they are protecting their peace. And guess what? They have no problem saying no, which a lot of people need to learn, because people pleasing is a bad habit that can cause you to go down a spiral. If you want a full video on how to stop being a people pleaser, then let me know in the comments, because I can make that a full video. They do not shrink to make others feel comfortable. They do not need to be miserable to be relatable. They do not need to downplay who they are or who they show up as just to make others feel comfortable. They walk into rooms with assurance and not arrogance. They know who they are, they know their worth, they have their self-esteem, and they know the value that they hold. Confident women own their presence without apologizing or needing to explain it. If you are going into a room, whether it's at an event, at a networking thing, if you're just walking into a restaurant, for one, own your space. Do not be on your phone. If you can, you have a purse, put your phone in your bag. Then when you walk in, don't just rush. Walk with purpose. Look around. You don't need to look at people. That's something that I feel like happens, that people think that when you are looking around, like you have to make eye contact with people, but it's easier if you don't. Scan the room, try and look at all four corners and walk with purpose, but not rushed. Own your space. Number 5 is confident women speak up, but do not argue. Confidence is not about being loud. It's about being clear. And the more that you are able to understand that you do not need to argue with other people just to get your point across, the better. The fact is, everyone has their own opinions. They have the right to. They have their own perspective, they have their own life they've lived, their own biases, and their own ways they see things. It is not for you to be arguing with them. You can speak truth without the need to convince other people things. If you have something that you are speaking about, you can speak from a place of grace and clarity and not ego. I believe a very powerful habit that confident women have is the ability to have incredible communication, and a piece of that being non-verbal communication, because really that's more important than the words that you're actually saying. And being able to speak clearly, get your point across, be concise, while also being able to validate the other person as well and their perspective is a very powerful thing. But don't argue. You do not need to raise your voice to raise your impact. Number 6, they set the standard for how they want to be treated. Confident women do not chase respect, they embody it. They teach others how to treat them through self-respect. They aren't tolerating inconsistency and disrespect. If you do not have boundaries and you are saying yes to everything, you are then telling people that you don't have that line and it can be crossed. If you are in a relationship and there are certain behaviors that are going on that you are not okay with, but you do not speak up about it, you are showing that other person that it's okay to do those things. And confident women will walk away for things that are not aligned, even if it is hard. What you allow is what will continue. And so if you need to, analyze right now the things that you are allowing in your life, behavior that you're allowing, characteristics you are allowing, things that you are allowing from other people that you are actually not okay with, and there may need to be some lines drawn in the sand, because at the end of the day, you show people how to treat you. And number 7, I'm leaving the best till last. Confident women make God their foundation. They seek God before goals and let Him lead, and trusting in Him even when the path is uncertain. Remembering that their identity is the daughter of a king. That alone is all that you need, because when God comes first, confidence follows naturally. I am a firm believer on that. Personally, before I built a strong relationship with God, my identity was in my achievements. Like, that was it. That was my main focus, was the numbers and the money in the bank account and everything else. And it's a very shallow way to live. And chasing those goals, chasing those numbers, it left me feeling unfulfilled and empty. And then when I started to build my relationship with God, that was when I had a firm foundation and I found genuine fulfillment in my life. And building my confidence rooted in faith and not ego changed the game. Now, I'm not saying that I am confident 24/7, because that is not true. However, what I will say is even on the days that I don't feel my best, and trust me, right now I'm 7 months pregnant and there are days that I am just not feeling it. The hormones are running high. But to know that I am God's masterpiece, to know that He spent so much time creating and crafting me, it makes you feel true to your soul about who you are, and that loving yourself will always show glory to Him because He is the artist and you are a masterpiece, and things that you may see as flaws are unique to you. One of the mottos that I live with is that the version of you without insecurities that we put on ourselves or other people put on us, the version of us without the things that we see as flaws, that's the version that God created us to be. And so the more that you can chip away at your insecurities, build up your confidence, you will start showing up as the version that God created you to be, and those doors and opportunities will open. Because confidence doesn't come from being perfect. No one is perfect apart from Jesus. It comes from being anchored in the truth, knowing who you are, building your self-esteem, your worth, and your value, and walking in that. So let me know in the comments, which out of these habits are you working on right now? I would love to know more. And if there's any particular one you want me to make more videos on, please let me know in the comments. All right, thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.